Good morning or good afternoon to all attendees, and thank you for joining us in another one of our Next Level webinar series. This one is titled 10 Big Reasons to Upgrade to Windows 10 and Office 2016. I'll tell you, I do have both Office 2016 Windows 10. I am very excited about it, and I'm also thrilled to hear what our presenter is going to show us today. As always, these presentations are brought to you by New Horizons, New Horizons is your worldwide training provider with 2,400 instructors in 56 countries. We are your worldwide training partner with a local presence with 3 flexible integrated learning methodologies. Today's presentation will be given by Ryan Randall, who is one of our lead applications instructors, and so he'll be presenting for the rest of this session. During the session, if you have questions, please use your question box that's on the or at the bottom of your toolbar there, and I'll read your questions on to Ryan when he's got a break, and we'll be able to answer them. Or you can save them till the end, at which time we'll be able to answer some more questions. I hope you enjoyed today's sessions. There's a lot of really neat things in Windows 10 and Office 2016, and we're going to go ahead and scratch the surface today. With that, Ryan, you have the podium.
Thank you very much, Kamal. Thank you, everybody, for having me. I'm very excited about this. Just like Kamal, I've been using Windows 10 and Office 2016. And I just want to share with you some things to really look for, some things that can really improve efficiency, some things that people have been clamoring for, some upgrades that they've definitely made, and some definitely new features that are very, very helpful. So to get right into it, we're going to start off talking about the features of Windows 10, exactly what they've added and how that can be exciting, and how they take in new features and combine them with the older features. During this presentation, I'm going to be exiting out a little bit of the presentation to do some examples, just so we get an idea, so we're not just talking about it from screenshots. We can actually see it in action a little bit. So what I want to do is we're going to talk first. One of the main things that people are excited about as far as Windows 10 is the Start menu. They finally fixed their egregious error from Windows 8 and not had the regular Start menu in its regular position with the familiar look, and people are generally very excited about that. And I want to give a quick look to that. So I'm going to go out of here real quick. If we look at our desktop of Windows 10, notice our Start menu again is right down in our left-hand corner, and we have very familiar most used features. We have all apps now, and they call them apps instead of programs. But also what's exciting is if you did like the feature of Windows 8 where you could quickly clip on the icons for the apps, you can also add those to your Start menu. And they also have right next to Start menu, they have on there the Cortana, where you can quickly search the web and Windows for files that you need, which is also very, very helpful. And people are very excited about the new, more familiar look of Windows, and one of the biggest features I feel about Windows 10. Okay. I apologize here. Okay, so another aspect from Blast from the Past, we go to the Action Center. And I want to show you what that is. And the Action Center is actually a feature that was available on Windows phones, actually, that people really liked. They really liked the features of having that be available to them. And what that does is that shows recent activities, allows you to control settings, connect wirelessly, connect to Bluetooth, quickly put your computer maybe into airplane mode if necessary. And I want to bring that up very quickly down here. I could do it right over top of the presentation. You can see here, this is what the Action Center looks like. We bring this up, we can click right down here in the corner, right by our time. It'll bring up any notifications or maintenance necessary. We can also switch to tablet mode if you have a computer that's both a computer and a tablet. We can switch to tablet mode to make the screen touchscreen from here. We can look for any media content. We can connect to Bluetooth devices. We can connect to Wi-Fi right from here. Makes it very easy, very nice, very convenient to control a bunch of aspects of Windows right from the Action screen, or what they call the Action Center. Another thing people have been clamoring about that they finally added to Windows 10 is what they have a task view in virtual desktops. And what this does essentially is we can click here and you can see that I can have all my open windows open at the time, and I can switch very quickly between all my open windows. I can even create a new desktop, so if I'm at work I can have my own personal apps open that I want to check out, maybe personal email, and I can also have my own work desktop of all the open documents that I have on my desktop at work. So that's a nice thing to quickly, without having to go and open up virtual desktops through a third party, you can actually open it up through this particular program right here, through the task view right on Windows 10. So that makes it very convenient. Another great feature, another feature that people are very excited about. So another thing that we want to talk about is not just the Windows features, but also features coming up in Office 2016. Okay? And I want to go through some of these and look through some of these and show you exactly what I mean when we're talking about some of these aspects in here. We have Tell Me Bar, Insights, okay? Real-time co-authoring are just some of the features we're going to go over here in Office 2016 and things that may trigger you to want to upgrade to 2016. One of the first things is what they call the Tell Me bar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into my PowerPoint, and if you look right here on my, look into my PowerPoint right here, you can see the Tell Me bar. All right, and what the Tell Me bar is, it's different from the Help menu, whereas I can click on this, and let's say I wanted to do Smart Art. I can type that in, and all of a sudden it does a lookup and gives me my Insert Smart Art button. Now the upgrade from 2010 to the ribbon was great. One downside of that is consistently trying to find the commands you're looking for, or maybe not even knowing what command you're looking for or how to do it. Now this isn't just available in PowerPoint. I'm going to open up Excel really quickly, and I'm just going to open up a blank workbook, and you'll notice it also has a Tell Me bar in Excel. So if I wanted to quickly look, let's say for pivot tables, I can quickly just start typing that in, and it gives me all the commands for pivot tables right here. And I only just started typing that in. So again, that is a fantastic feature that really helps without having to scroll through the Help menu to determine exactly what you need, you know, and what you need to find, and it gives you your quick answers right away. All right. Next, I want to talk about Insight, and what Insight can do is if I go to, again, I'm going to just at the exit just so I can go into the PowerPoint actual view. I can look at, let's say I wanted to know more about the word PowerPoint here. I can now go to Review, and it gives me this option of Smart Lookup on Insights. I can then click on that, and it'll go through and it'll give me Wikipedia's definition of PowerPoint, a web search on PowerPoint. So if you needed to do more research on a particular word you're writing in a document, or maybe you're looking for, more information about a particular, option in whatever you're in, your Word, your Excel, you can actually highlight that and just look up Smart Lookup, and it gives you, we can explore and we can also define the word. Okay? So it's very quickly a way to do really quick research, also a very good feature in Office 2016. Okay? Now, the big thing that people have been clamoring about because of Google had this option is real-time co-authoring. And real-time co-authoring allows us to have multiple users working in the same document at the same time so we could see real-time edits. Right now, it's available on the online version. It's going to be available, they're sharing, when Office 2016 is officially released. And this is going to be one of the key features that you're going to hear about is the real-time co-authoring. And that way you can have multiple users authoring, creating a document, all working at the same time and all being able to communicate together at the same time. If you've ever had to send documents back and forth to be approved and have changes approved, you know how an effective tool that can be for efficiency into the workplace. Now, another thing that they've added in Excel is new powerful charts, okay? And one of the main ones that I want to focus on is a waterfall chart. And if you ever have heard of a waterfall chart before, it's something that you actually, before in Excel, had to create a formula for, a big extensive formula, and now it's actually available as a tool, as a chart that you can automatically insert. Okay? And just to give an example of that, I'm going to open up Excel really quickly again and show you into the inserts. And on our charts up here, we actually have option for waterfall charts. And again, that is a big new feature for that. A lot of people, I do a lot of project management training, and that is a chart that a lot of people want to use in Excel that has only been available before with very complicated formulas and to have particular information. Okay, and they also put in new statistical charts like the histogram, Pareto, box, and whisker charts. And they also have a tree map and sunburst chart that they've also added. So those are some great options new in Excel. Especially the waterfall chart is going to be a new powerful chart that's going to be very popular when the 2016 is released. Another thing is the Excel Power Query, okay? And what the Power Query did in the past is that would be something that you would have to buy as an add-on to Excel. And what that does, in a sense, is it adds what they call business intelligence. It allows people to not only put in their own charts and their own analysis, but allows them to bring in data from existing sources, like any .gov source as far as populations, as far as weather patterns, anything like that. We can bring in that information directly into Excel. And they also have inserted a new timeline function that helps also to determine future trends. All right, so we can use, government trends as far as the picture here, birth trends in the world. We can use trends from outside sources. We can also use our own information to create our own timeline to determine future trends. And another great feature that they've created that used to be only available on Outlook, and this is called data loss protection, all right? And what this is this is a new Microsoft Office 16 feature that allows the companies to ensure that documents going out, as far as being put into, attached to files, Outlook files, as to customers, to clients, in case any personal information or information that they don't want shared, they can actually set up these servers, and they can actually set parameters of what type of information is sent out in what type of documents. So it helps us with the data loss, and it helps us also secure data, making sure that no type of data that, personal data that's not supposed to be shared doesn't accidentally be sent out through emails. So that's another very popular feature that's going to be added to Microsoft 2016. Okay? And one of the greatest features that I found on the new Microsoft 16, just for me having to constantly send attachments, and I'm sure everyone out there working who has to use Outlook knows going through and having to find your attachments and where they saved can drive you crazy after a while. So what they've done is they actually added a great way to actually send attachments. I'm going to quickly go X out of here very quickly, and I want to open up my Outlook really quick and show you how we can actually do this very quickly. So I'm just going to enter in a new mail item, and you'll notice when I put in new mail, the same, it looks very familiar, but they have this same attach file option. But when I click attach file, instead of having to go and browse my PC, generally when we attach a file, it's something that we've worked on recently. So what they've done here is when I go to attach a file, they actually put my recent files that I've had open. So you can quickly find a recent file that you have open without having to go and click and search through your computer, and now you can just find the file that you've just been working on and quickly attach that to your email. Okay? So that has been one of the best features that I've been using since I've had Office 2016. Okay, so I'll let Kamal jump in, see if anyone has any questions.
I think everyone is captivated as I am. I haven't seen any questions at this point. You certainly hit on some of my favorite features. The one geeky one that you didn't cover, and it would only be good if you have a microphone, is I absolutely love saying, "Hey Cortana," and then talking to Cortana and having it open things and do things on my desktop. That would be too hard to show here, I suspect.
Absolutely, yeah, with the microphone going in and out, yeah, turning on and off. That's why I just did that to click, but that is a great feature. That's why I brought that up on the search, is you can just sign in with your Microsoft account and you allow Cortana, you can just speak and open up files. You can find files very quickly. You can open up apps. Absolutely. Great feature.
Yep. Okay, and I'm sorry if I missed that you were covering that. Couple of questions here. One I think you can answer right away, and the other one might require somebody with a Microsoft alias to do. So we'll see. First one is, can you customize the smart lookup searching, for example, to use a Google search?
Unfortunately, because Windows does not want to look in Google's, it just does the Bing search, as far as I know, unless there's a way to get around that. But they generally don't like to work together because they're competing now, especially even with computers, because Google's putting out their own computers.
Yeah, Absolutely, and I think that somebody will come up with a hack at some point. They always
Absolutely.
do, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
To answer,
And that was one of the biggest complaints about the Windows phones, as you would have to put in a separate Google app to search with Google Voice. But you can add Google Voice at, download Chrome and add that as a feature if you just want to search Google.
okay,
But right now, yeah, it's not compatible. They want you to use their search engine.
great. Now, a couple of people have asked, is this presentation going to be available for download? What I can answer is it will be available for viewing. It will be available by tomorrow on our YouTube channel. That is the NH Learning Solutions channel on YouTube. And you can watch it and or share it with others, the link. I think we send out a link afterwards, but in case you don't get the link, NH Learning Solutions on YouTube. I've got an interesting question here. I'm going to say that you may or may not want to answer this one. It's a good one. Please comment on the Windows 10 privacy and freedom concerns surrounding the EULA. Do you even want to touch that?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know enough about that yet because I just started using it.
Okay, we'll let
unfortunately.
We'll let Microsoft address that one. Great question, though. It is certainly germane. Another person was asking, because I got all excited about talking to Cortana. The question is, if you use the Tell Me or Talk to Me function, can it do that? As in, say, actually insert a chart or something, or is it basically a help menu? What's the real advantage? Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't the Cortana, that was the Tell Me bar. What's the real advantage to it?
The Tell Me bar will absolutely do what you ask it. It's not something that you talk into, but you can type what you want to do, and it brings up those commands directly. So if I want to insert a chart, I could just type in chart, and it'll have the chart insert. I can just quickly click insert chart instead of having to determine. I mean, like something like insert a chart might seem like that's, just a couple clicks away, but once you get to what kind of chart you want to put in, it'll bring up exactly what kind of chart you want to put in automatically. So for complicated or not used commands, you can quickly get those commands instead of having to click through all those tabs and find them. So that's the big upside of using that Tell Me. And it will actually tell you, if you ask it a question, also give you hints and show you to-dos of how to do particular tasks. So if I want to, let's say, ask Excel how to put in a type of function, it will give me the advice of how to put in that type of function.
Great. Great follow-up question here. Will these new features, and I sometimes paraphrase these, so I apologize for the previous one I paraphrased incorrectly, but will these new features that you're showing on 2016, will they be automatically updated to Office 365 users?
Yes, I believe absolutely. Yep, I believe so. Because some of the features are already available on Office 365. Okay. And you can already upgrade. If you have Office 365 right now, you can actually go in and you get 5 free upgrades to 2016 right directly.
Great.
I actually put those on my home computer.
There you go, and that's how I got it too. Do you recommend updating older PCs to Windows 10? I suppose that is the question, is what is an older PC? And they followed up with, what are the recommended system requirements for Windows 10?
I absolutely would. Let me check the exact recommended. Maybe 1 second on that. The system requirements, you need to have at least a 1 gigahertz processor. Of course, you got to have 1 gig of RAM. You need to at least have 16 gigabytes of 32-bit operating system. If you're going 64-bit, you have to have at least 20 gigabytes of hard drive space. You have to have a DirectX 9 or later graphics card, and you at least have to have a display that can display at least 80 times or 800 times 600 pixels as far as your display options. Okay.
Perfect.
But any time between Windows 7 or later, you should be able to upgrade without any problem. Anything earlier than that, you definitely want to check your specs before you upgrade.
Yeah, for sure. And with all of these specs, these are absolute bare minimums. I certainly would suggest going a little bit higher than that.
Absolutely. Those are the bare minimums. Absolutely.
Another great question. This is a licensing sort of question. In the past, you could get O365 or your desktop. Is Office 2016 a one-time purchase, or can it only be purchased as a yearly subscription like Office 365?
That is a great question. They have not released that as of right now. I do believe that it's going to be able to be purchased on its own through licensing. I don't believe it has to be a yearly subscription as of yet as they release that. It might be something that they release and say later. I'm going to check that.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing. I think you can still do it both ways. At least that's what I've heard for people who aren't interested in getting online and doing it there. That's my understanding too.
Absolutely, yeah. As far as I know, Office 2016 just for a Mac that you can actually buy just the Mac version because that's out now for Mac.
Right.
You can actually just buy the 2016. Okay, you don't have to do a yearly subscription for that. So I'm assuming that when it comes out for Windows, you'll still be able to just buy the software suite.
They're just going to make it.
As far as I know now, if they change that in the future, that's Windows. They may option that. But as far as I know right now, through the Mac release, that it should be available without a subscription.
Okay. So while we wait for other people, did you go through that last slide? Things that they can do.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Absolutely.
Next steps, if you want. That we do have a Windows 10 Jump Start course that's available as well. Let's see. Windows 10 is a free update for 1 year. That's true. After that, are we going to have to pay? Wow, that's a great question. Are we going to pay a monthly subscription for Windows 10? I can answer that everything I've been reading indicates no, but take that with a grain of salt. So far, unless you've seen something different, Ryan, I've seen that Microsoft has said no, but they may have 2 tiers, one that gets more support and one that gets less support.
Absolutely. That's what I've heard also.
Yeah. Would you recommend waiting a while for the bugs to be worked out? Yeah, that's a great question on any software transition. I think that goes back to the first 2 bullets on this slide here. Download a preview version, play with it. If you like it and you feel that the bugs are rolled out, I can tell you I've been working with it for a while now, both the Windows 10 and 2016. I haven't had any blue screens of death or anything of that nature. 2016 has been pretty nice. It's going to be up to you as an individual or your organization to decide whether you want to jump in with both feet or not. But I would certainly try it and make that decision on your own. Anything from you, Brian?
I completely agree. Office 2016 has been surprisingly using it bug-free as far as I've used it. And yeah. I've been doing this for a long time, using all the new Office products, and this is by far the most bug-free version of a new version of Office that I've ever seen. I haven't had one problem yet.
Yeah, and one of our attendees agrees with you, saying that they've been using Office 2016 on their Mac and absolutely love it. Excited about Office 16 being available on the PC. So are we.
Yeah.
Here's a slightly.
Those who do have, oh, I'm sorry, Kamal. Those who do have Macs, the Office 2016 that they've done for Mac is spectacular. So if you do use Mac at your office, or you're thinking about going to Mac computers, but still want to use Office, it is spectacular, the difference that they've made in an upgrade to this Office 2016. Because I use a Mac at home.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that in. I'm sorry, Kamal.
No problem. No, I absolutely enjoy it. This may be a little bit out of your range. I'm not sure what you know about Exchange, but the question is, do you need to have an Exchange server to set the data loss protection parameters, or is that done on individual computers, devices?
It can be done on both.
Okay.
It could be done on individual computers. It can also be done through servers. Generally, how it's set up, though, it's mostly going to be to have it work the way it's supposed to. It should be done through an Exchange server, but it can be done both ways. But just it's not going to have as many powerful options as it would on an Exchange server.
There's some really good questions coming up here. That's a good one. Thank you. Let's see. The other one is, I know the answer to this, but I don't know exactly how far back it goes. Does Windows 10 have any kind of compatibility mode to run legacy applications from previous versions of Windows?
That's a great question.
Well, the short answer is yes. I just don't remember if it goes all the way back to XP, if it just is kind of a Windows 7 sort of thing. So we'll leave it at that. You got it.
Yeah, I've seen it go. I've seen it go as far back. People have talked as far as back as XP. So
okay.
It definitely does have a legacy mode. Absolutely.
Let's see. Will I have problems working Office 2016 and Windows 10 if work stays behind at Office 2013 for a while using save as, things of that nature? Or I'm guessing the question is, are there any file compatibility issues, or can I just dive in and move forward?
No, not that I've found. Nope, there's no new file extension or anything. There's no, there hasn't been any compatibility issues that I've found.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. I know there was a lot when we were with 2013 and we had to, save to the newer format kind of thing. But if you're at 13, I haven't seen any of that with 16.
No.
You may have it with previous versions, but not with 13 to 16. Here's another somewhat technical one. I have run into issues with Windows 10 virtual machines not running full screen, even with VMware tools being installed. Is that a common issue or just user error? Great question.
That has been an issue that has been brought up. That is one of the initial tiny bugs that they are trying to work out for sure. That definitely, I don't think is user error at all. Using the virtual machine.
Okay.
Because even through us doing our VMware and our own online classes, is we've had some problems already with Windows 10 a little bit with the compatibility with VMware. I know they're getting that worked out with Windows right now.
What did you think of Jon Stewart's last show?
I thought it was pretty sad. Very sad to me.
I think we've run out of technical questions at this point.
That was a great question, though. I really enjoyed that show. My wife was devastated, too. So,
so for the attendees who are with us, here we go. Good. Does Windows 10 have a virtual machine for Windows 7?
It doesn't have virtual machine yet, but it is going to have a code. You will be able to find codes where you can go back to legacy to 2007. Absolutely.
Okay. I'll give it just another minute here. Man, we have a good audience. A lot of great questions. Well, it looks like we are all questioned out at this point. So at this stage, I will say thank you very much for all the attendees joining us today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Ryan, thank you for presenting. I really liked seeing all of those new features.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Go to NH Learning Solutions if you are interested in attending more of these webinars. We certainly enjoy having you. We have 2 of these a month around different solutions, different products that are coming out. And I've got one more, and I'll let everyone go. Are they going to hold fast to the 1 year free? The question everyone wants to know.
I haven't heard otherwise yet, but that's another Microsoft thing that they can change.
Yeah. I wasn't in that board.
I haven't. What's that? I'm sorry?
I said I was not in that board meeting, but I've heard that they're going to stick to it.
Oh, are they? Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that at all. I haven't been in the meeting, so I'm usually can't go because I'm teaching, so I haven't been able to get that information.
Great. Well, again, thanks to everyone for attending. Thanks to you, Ryan. I will shut down at this point. Remember, the recordings are at the NH Learning Solutions channel at YouTube, and we will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.